We're going to create a stored procedure that we can use to delete data from an existing table, or in this case, two tables, because we're going to delete in order all the records associated with a single order by order ID. So we'll be deleting out of the order header and the order detail tables. Best practices, DBO creates or SA creates and grants permission to those who need to use this stored procedure. Always test first before deleting, because once it's gone, it's gone. Delete using the unique identifier or primary key value whenever possible. This removes ambiguity from the delete operation, making sure you've got the right record. Always, always, always use a where clause in a delete operation unless you mean to empty out all of the data from the table. If that's what you mean to do, use the truncate command, which uses massively fewer resources than the delete. And when you're deleting from a master detail set of records with referential integrity enforced, like the order header and the order detail tables, delete from the detail first, then delete from the master. So we're going to use the CIAC database, and in the CIAC database we are going to first, if this stored procedure already exists, drop it. And then because we have an indexed view created on these two tables, we have to have the ANSI nulls and the quoted identifier parameters set to on. We're going to create the procedure, give it a name, and declare the variable, the input parameter, which is an integer. If my upfront checking, if the data coming in isn't valid, then return an error. So in this case, if order ID doesn't exist in the table, return an error and get out, do not execute any of the following code. Else, begin the transaction, delete from the detail table first, order detail, where the order ID is equal to what you've given the stored procedure. Then delete from the order header table, the master table, where the order ID is equal to the input parameter. Subsequent error checking, if there's a problem, if there's not a problem, at error equals 0, which means everything was fine, commit the transaction. Otherwise, raise an error and roll back the transaction and return. So now we've got the stored procedure created, and I'm going to check. I think I want to delete order number 33, but I'm not sure. Oh, yes, I do. This is the one I want. So I am then going to execute the stored procedure, giving it the order ID of 33, and it says it completed fine. Well, let me check on that just in case, and as a matter of fact, it sure did. I'm going to now try to delete a non-existent order, and it throws the error message from the very top of that stored procedure. Then I am going to grant execute permission on this stored procedure to the DB executor role, which we created in a previous learnlet. And that will then allow those who are associated with the DB executor role to execute, to use this stored procedure. And that's it.